time you think of me, your heartbeat is prominent. It's astounding how your words be sounding. Ears just be pounding. I'm reigning supreme in all your dreams when you find it necessary to include me in your commentary. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you sign it best like you to one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major prestigious. My gifts and talents can't be repeated. I'm dominant, I'm prominent, I'm significant, I'm relevant, I'm major. I'm major. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you sign it best by you to one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major prestigious. My gifts and talents can't be repeated. I'm dominant, I'm prominent.
Oh, y'all, excuse me, because you know how much I hate to interrupt your scroll. So let me hurry up and get through this, because you can go back to do what you got to do, and I can go back to doing what I got to do. And I made an illustration just to make it easier for everybody. All right? This is me, and this is you. Okay? And this could be a family, friend, co-worker, alone in the world with a little cat dog. I don't care who it is, to whom it may concern. However, when we get together, it is now us. You know what always gets me is when we first start out, it's always cool, calm, and collected. I like it that way. But somewhere along the lines, you realize, this is you once again, realizing that you like to play games. Okay? You have become so fascinated with playing games that now all of a sudden you think that you could play with me. Here's you thinking that you can play with me. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy, but obviously you like to live on the edge. Okay? Now, you realize that you found a new love for these games, that you want to incorporate them in your everyday lifestyle. You are dedicated to the process. You are even willing to bet it all. Now, here's this person who knows what I know, and they know that you are in a great deal of trouble, okay? What a dummy is what you call it, because to bet all of that and to only be left with my ass to kiss is diabolical. It's honestly insane if you ask me. All right now. All right, because the thing is this. Let me break it down for anybody who may be a little confused in translation. Here you are with the right idea, but the wrong bitch. Okay? It's very simple. It's extremely simple. Okay? Right idea, once again, wrong bitch. Yeah. So now that I have gotten wind of what you think is about to take place, I am pointing you in the direction of where maybe someone would like to play games, okay? Which is all the way over there, okay? Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Okay, I want you to go further, and further, and further away. You're so excited to continue on with these games that you're like, how much further do I have to go? You are so busy making your way downtown, walking fast, okay? You want to get there. You're excited. And even through all of this, even through it all, I'm still being a good Samaritan, a team player, if you will. I grab my magnifying glass because I am determined to help you find you something safe to do. All right, y'all. Well, look, share with those who need to know. Have a good one. Oh, y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up? We back. And we back. There's a Dalton meeting today. So we back. Today, I'm giving you studio. Okay? We ain't doing no fluff and guff today. I gave you that earlier. So we're doing studio today. Let me speak, and then we need to jump into a few things before the meeting starts. It says on the agenda that the meeting is going to start at 6:40. So we have enough time to discuss what I want to discuss, but let me speak to everybody. Hey, Butterfly Girl, how you doing? Hey, Dave Bryson, New Zealand is in here. Okay. Hey, Strawberry Shortcake, you back? Hey, K-Mac. Hey, Foxy2 Roxy, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see, Rhyme Girl, you back? Hey, Lee Hamilton, you back? Okay, I love this. You missed me earlier, Dave Bryson. That's okay. Hey, Prince J, how you doing? All right. Hey to everybody that didn't speak. Hope you had a good day. Hope your day was well. We had breaking news earlier. If you missed that, just go back and watch that so you can find out what's happening. Let's talk about a few things before we get started. So, first thing I want to address from last meeting, from the last Dalton board meeting. Let me see if I can bring it up. Hold an eye, please. Let's see. I think it's this one. Let me see, can I find it? Yeah, it's this one. Pause it. Share this tab. Okay. At the last board meeting, hey Enrique, how you doing? At the last board meeting, they had a guest speaker, which was Evan Seiden of Relentless Capital. And he was there to speak about a property that he has been owning since 2021, I think. Which is 14700 Harvard Street in Dalton. And this is what that property looks like currently. It's just an abandoned piece of property. They weren't able to do, hey, good evening, Bob. How are you? They weren't able to do any work there because we know Lil Stank was mayor and she wanted to be paid. She wanted kickbacks or whatever. And so they were not able to start construction, get permits, do any type of work. So this is what the property currently looks like. It is just a big piece of property and it's actually near a train station. This is the neighborhood I think it sits adjacent to. But it's a big piece of property. And at the last board meeting, share this tab instead. They came in and I'm going to turn the sound off and discussed the property. And let me show you the drawings. Okay, this piece of property is massive. And this is what they want to build on that piece of property that I just showed you. And so they want to build is, I guess, maybe mixed use at the front part of this picture, which is this part right here. Those are storage units, I believe, but they do have some townhomes, some apartments, a park, I believe they have planned. What else? I'm not sure what else they might want to, put out there. I went to a tea with the trustees back in last year in the summer, and some of the residents were like, we don't need any storage units. Can we figure out something to do in that place? Now that they have this planning commission in place, maybe they will discuss with them other things that they could do, and besides for having storage there. Maybe they can ask for some strip mall or something of that nature. I don't know, just some other something retail that might bring some good business revenue, tax revenue. But for me, hey babe Solo, how you doing? For me, I wanted to know a little bit more about the developer, right? So his name is Evan Seiden, and he is the CEO of Relentless Capital LLC. And this is his blog. where he writes about things, I guess, but it does tell about him. He says that he's a resident of Florida. He's been working in the field of real estate investing for over 15 years. The former manager of real estate investment at Lone Star Funds is now the CEO, focused largely on investing in off-market properties. Evans cited of Florida as one of the largest operators of institutional quality truck parking facilities, an issue that is often ignored when infrastructure spending bills are proposed by the government. Also, let me turn this off so that'll stop. With that being said, his last property, I'm going to show you this. The last truck parking property that he owned, which was this property here in Florida, sold. It's near Miami for $48 million. So it was a joint venture. It says Drake Real Estate Partners and Relentless Capital bought the vacant site for $12.5 million. And then they sold it for $48 million. So, my questions, I guess, are, what is his long term? What is his long-term goal for this property? It does not seem to me that he is in the business of holding on to property, right? To being a landlord, to taking the properties that he acquires and keeping them in his portfolio. It seems to me that he acquires properties, he develops them, and then he sells them. And so, hey, Charlie girl. Hey, Dee did I see you? Yeah, hey, Dee. And so I am more interested in what is his vision, his long-term vision. Does he foresee them keeping this property? You know, is this a long-term investment for his company, or is this a short-term investment for his company? And if it's a short-term investment, would the village need to have some sort of agreement that if he sells the property, that they have to be involved in that process, right? Because let's say he sells the property to someone else and they're not a good landlord. They don't keep the area clean. They don't keep the area up. You know, the property goes down. The maintenance and upkeep of it goes down. How will the village assure that, you know, those things won't happen if they do sell the property once they develop it? They said that they would, you know, they're looking into getting various assistance and things from the government. Is that going to be possible with what we have going on in the government right now? I also, you know, I don't think he has any ill intentions towards the village. No, he's a businessman. He's looking to make money. While, you know, that is a great thing for him, this village is in the middle of rebuilding, right? So they don't need anyone else to come in and take advantage of them or lie to them or put them in any other precarious types of situations. So, you know, that's a question I want to know. What is his long-term plan for this property? You know, does he plan to develop it and sell it? And can the village be involved in the process of the sale? Hey, Ice Ben Gibson. Hey, Latasha B. James. Other questions I had. How can this company help stabilize Dalton's economy and economic appeal. How else can they help in the village? What else can they help with? Live in the moment. Hey. Hey, Dub Science, how you doing? Can the board ask for their own incentives, right? I.e., can they ask him, would he be willing to start a business incubator in Dalton, right? To help support the small businesses in that area, in and around the area that he plans on developing, right? How can he support the other business owners? Can they build some sort of strip mall, create an incubator and have businesses, people who live in Dalton that want to open businesses, join this incubator with him and thus be, tenants of these retail spaces, so that the money can stay in Dalton residents, in Dalton business. Can he help with that? I think those are some of the questions that I had, just my personal thoughts on this developer coming to Dalton, because this is a large piece of property, as you can see from this diagram. This is an extremely large piece of property that's going to be developed. It is, I think, near a metro station. So, how can this developer also support the village of Dalton, in attracting more business? And, just what are his future plans? But those are some of my questions. Seems to me that he is a legitimate business owner, businessman. Relentless Capital is a legitimate business. They have developed loads of properties and sold them. Most of them, like I said, are those truck parking type facilities. And I don't know if this will be his first residential venture, but because he normally gets pieces of property, abandoned pieces of property, and turns them into truck parking, which is very lucrative business. Is very smart business to be in, because transportation ain't never gonna stop. But that's a few things about him. He's based in Florida. He's been in the real estate business for 15 years. His last real estate transaction, gained him $48 million, or his company, which they split. Hopefully he has the financial portion of this project. Yeah, hopefully he does. Hey, thank you, Miss Prima Donna. Hey, how you doing? You slipped in here. Miss Prima Donna, these are just my questions, my specific questions. And Lee Hamilton, yeah, hopefully he does have this financial portion project, lined up. Like I said, it's becoming a little tricky out here with this current administration that we have in the White House. I'm interested to find out where this funding is going to come from. How will they secure this funding? Will you be able to get funding? Just because of the Illinois just passed their budget last night, and it's a doozy. There are lots of things in this budget, and I don't know, if there's any room in it. No, those are not Section 8 homes. These are not Section 8 homes. And so, Justin, what is happening? Can someone tell me how to get away from the allowing ads so I can see the video, please? I don't know, Justin. What is happening? I need to pull it up so I can see what's going on. But Miss Prima Donna, those are just some of my, questions. I feel like, with Dalton being in the particular position that it's in, they need to make sure that all of these, any business developer wise that's coming to the village, that they are able to do double duty, right? They're going to make money and also support the village. Hey, Joy Hudson, how are you? Long time no see. I'm doing great. How are you? I hope you're doing well. These developers that come in, hopefully that I would love it if they would also choose some construction companies that are local, maybe, hey, D maintenance, local to, if not Dalton, then at least to Illinois, just to keep the money, in the state. But yeah, I hope that the planning commission has some healthy conversations around. This is a very smart businessman. He's made a lot of money in the last year or so with that one transaction, $48 million. Definitely having him come in and maybe agree to do some sort of business incubator to promote business coming into Dalton, and helping the businesses that are there stay open, and helping them, acquire funding and things of that nature for their buildings and for their businesses. Any type of information that he probably could give to these business owners to help them probably would be great. I believe Stan Brown is on the housing committee. And so I hope that there is some healthy conversation on how he can also, not just come in and build, but also come in and assist the village of Dalton in attracting new business and keeping their current business owners as well. So those are the few things that I learned about him. Nothing at all bad. He has his own blog. This is his blog. He does a blog. I showed you guys. Let me show you guys that. This is his blog that he does. I don't know that he's written in it in a long time. It doesn't seem that he has continued to write on his blog, because the last entry was in 2021. But in me reading his blog, he has a lot of good advice and a lot of good little tidbits that people who want to become business owners or developers or investors, he has a lot of information in this blog that can help you with that. See this here, it says getting started in commercial real estate investment. So that's why I believe he could be a great asset to the village in starting some sort of business incubator in Dalton, and helping people who may have home businesses, convert over to brick and mortar businesses, and helping them really get organized, and helping them maybe tighten up their business plans, maybe tighten up their budgets and all of those things. All right. Let's see. But I do think this is a great project for the village of Dalton, at least for that area to be developed, and, hopefully attract new people and new business. We're going to see who, right now I have the village of Dalton page up. They're not on yet, but as soon as they do come, pictures are deceiving, but there is a need for something like this in Dalton. Yeah, the pictures are deceiving, and I actually don't think the maintenance that they actually need like storage units, because they have all those cities around them that already have storage units. Like there's South Holland right there. There's so many other villages around them that can have storage units. Then Dalton, I believe they're in need of, like a strip mall, something, some shopping, some retail, something that is going to generate some business tax revenue. And so I hope that there's a conversation that the planning commission, because I believe that will fall under the planning commission. The planning commission is able to address and speak, with them about, do you have something other than storage units? This is going to be a whole space filled with just storage units. In this space, you could utilize it better for, Dalton might be in need of a specialized coffee shop, internet cafe, it definitely more restaurants, more places, to eat, to be able to choose from to eat. Some family orientated, some, maybe not so family orientated. Hey, Cheryl Day. All right, so let's go to the meeting.
For the fiscal year of 2024 through 2025, this is the year that just closed in May. So this is a catch-up budget, and as we go into the next year. So I'll ask Clerk Key if she can do a roll call to bring this meeting to order.
Good evening, everyone. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Present.
Trustee Brittany Norwood is absent. Trustee Stan Brown.
Present.
Trustee Brett Belcher.
Here.
Trustee Steve.
Present.
Trustee Holmes is absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. I think on here, the budgets were made available right here. They have been posted, well, they've been available in the clerk's office with proper notice within more than 30 days ago, available for pickup. I will note this budget is the year that has already passed. So when it comes to the projections, we just took our actual numbers that came in and put them as the budget because it didn't make sense to project numbers for a year that has already passed. As we go into this year, we've already started our budget preparations for FY26. So we're behind the scenes having a couple of shouting matches that I'm sure everybody would love to see, and we're trying our hardest to keep it behind the scenes. But with that being said, the budget process for FY26, we work out a preliminary budget that will come from the mayor's office. It will be presented to the trustees, and upon agreement, we will hold an additional public hearing for feedback and comments prior to reaching this point. All this must be done by July 31st, and we're going to work speedily to try to have it ahead of that time frame. With that being said, I'm going to do a little bit of reverse order because are we going to do that? Or are we going to do this way? Okay, I'll go a little reverse order just because we did not have any comment whatsoever from community. So before doing an actual vote, I'm going to bring public comment up to ask anybody if they have questions of this body at this time for the budget is given. Going once, twice. Oh, Creighton. Okay. Citizens address. That is a great question. So the intention as we move forward really will be that we, Ms. Creighton, if you wanted to, you can still come up to the podium. The intention really is that we get back to our committee of the whole meeting. Committee of the whole will have all discussion with no voting or no action being taken. So you'll have one meeting for people to discuss, to listen to the thoughts of the board, also have comments at that time with no action. And then the next meeting, there will be citizens address at the beginning, but you will have had 2 weeks to reach out to any one of the board members, myself, and discuss any questions that you have, as well as public comment preceding the meeting. So the public comment will still be at the front, but most of the action items should have already been discussed with more than 2 weeks notice. Absolutely.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor, I'm coming to you to ask you a very important question. Where do you see my involvement in the village of Dalton rebirthing?
Well, that caught me off guard.
But you know what? I'll give you time to think about that.
I certainly will. Now I'm worried because I think the next person gonna propose when they get up there. No, I'm teasing. No, but we continue to partner as we have. The work that you've done with the Park District has been tremendous, and what the work you've done for the community over the last more than 20 years. Yeah, I was gonna say well over 20, 30 years speaks for itself. So we'll continue to work in that capacity.
And I just want to invite everyone out to Father's Day cookout that will be on Father's Day. So you're all invited to come and enjoy and have an awesome time with family and friends and the good fellowship. You know what? Young people are, we have a jumpy house. We have lots of games. Lots of prizes. So come on out on June 15th. Here at Dalton Park. Always at Dalton Park. And we do this little thing that we make homemade ice cream. Churning ice cream with rock salt, not with an electric. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right on up there. We can. We won't get to see your smile from there because we want you on record.
Good evening, everyone. Board and everyone on the dais. I have a couple of questions about village amenities right now. What is the procedure now for, I guess it's a twofold, code enforcement? Do we have code enforcement officers and are they certified?
Yes, we do have code enforcement officers. At the moment, they are not certified. There was a meeting with the village administrator last week with an individual that gave us a price to bring them into compliance. And within the next 3-month period, I anticipate them to be certified.
Okay. And how are we going to handle housekeeping, lawns, things of that nature? Because I've been working with the village administrator, which you know, and I will report that after almost all summer and all spring, the grass was cut Saturday. But my neighbor's ideology is we are renters, so we're not tenacious about our grass. And anybody seen my Facebook know I'm tenacious about mine. And how are we going to handle it? Because he mentioned something about putting liens on the property. Are we going to go after the owners of this property?
Oh, you're 5 steps down the road. We're going to start with warnings. We're going to start with a warning.
Okay.
And progress. It's kind of like anything else. It'll be progressive discipline.
Okay.
When it comes down to the grass cutting, we put out we approved the RFP process last month, and we did not field the responses that we intended. I expected there to be more. So Trustee Steve took the lead in the past week with identifying a vendor to get the ball rolling and told them to start immediately. So I'm happy to hear that you said as quickly as Saturday that they've been out there.
I don't know if they were your vendors, but they were there Saturday and they did cut it. And I thank you guys for that. But
yes, and I'll say
we're held accountable. I think they ought to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I can say something.
Excuse me, one question. I'm sorry. Only this is Georgia, so start her minutes, not mine. What happens when we call for the police and there's no police available and when it is an in progress? I received a call now that I'm on the commission and they were told, and I called Kiana because I'm like, okay, I'm not working yet. But where do they go? You had a drunk driver and there were witnesses and tore up property and nobody could come out. And I had an incident similar to that. And I got hit by my insurance with the losses because there was no police. Are there supervisors in the office? Are there supervisors on their street? Are there somebody that can handle it if the officers on the street are tied up?
So that's a case by case now, and I'll never make light of any incident like that where the 911 call is. But we do have to know or look at situationally how many people do we have on shift at that moment in time. We did put an advertisement out that we are hiring because we are in need of additional officers. Additionally, we've all had conversations with the county sheriff's office, who has indicated that they are available to give us assistance as well. So we will see a lot more presence from them. And if you're not seeing a response, you call back in. Obviously, contact the trustee Belcher, which is a good one. And then please also contact the mayor's office if necessary. So that way we can really hone in on what happened on each case by case basis. Yes. So please, we can take. Yeah, we'll take notes and we'll make sure we follow up.
Hi, now I want to make sure this is public comment for the budget or in general.
It's for the budget, but I love discussion. So.
But do we get another opportunity to speak at the other meeting or?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll keep this to just the budget. I just kind of want to understand the process because like this is my first time really, seeing a budget at a meeting. So, and I understand what you said as far as because this is last year, you actually just went back and put actuals instead of projections. I mean, that makes complete sense. My question is this something that is going to be distributed at each meeting the budget, or is it a specific, or is this just for the fiscal year, or like, what does this represent?
It represents our annual budget. So one time per year, we have to pass a budget that represents our projected spending for the upcoming year. So this would be our general fund, our MFT fund, TIF funds, that every dollar that the village has and intends to spend, where the money's coming from and where it should go.
Okay, and this fiscal year, this one, it ends 4/30. So did the new one just start May 1st? Oh,
Correct.
okay. So is there going to be an updated budget that you guys are working on now?
There will be a new fiscal year. So that one is considered fiscal year 2025.
Sure.
We're working on fiscal year 2026 that will end April 30th, 2026.
Got it. And we're in it right now, though, right? I mean, it's
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Correct.
And I wanted to say that how we used to go that when we have a budget meeting, everybody will come and get a copy, and we will go through line by line. It may take a few hours, but we go through line by line. So once we get the budget and have the budget meetings, they will be available. It'll be online and be here that you can actually get a physical copy and just follow along right with us.
Thank you, Ed, for that. Good evening. Greetings in the name of the Father. Good evening, everybody. And all I want to, would y'all please just find a way? Y'all got to find a way for these animals in the budget. And I mean, you got to find a way, because look at me. Held back one already. And that was foul to see how the dog came over. And please do something for the ATVs, because I mean, the people got them out here. So if y'all could just look into an ordinance. I found some of our old ordinance, and I told thank you, Nikita, that I make sure she get it so Clerk Keys can go on and put them out there so the people can start seeing them. And look, they still findable, y'all. Now that's revenue.
So, Ms. Hill, you guys will be happy to know that finally the clerk's office is beginning the process for codifying all of the ordinances.
They are.
That process will probably take anywhere from 5 to 12 months.
I know.
But once it's completed, it will be on a website. You can go on there and look for ordinances
Okay.
way back when up into current. Each month, as we pass additional ordinances, they will be added to that website.
Thank you.
So you no longer have to foyer or come to me. They'll be on the website.
No, that's why
But
I want to thank Lady Iris too. Y'all don't get him no hard time.
Good evening, everyone. I am just going to announce that June 14th is going to be an extremely busy day. So Neighborhood Housing Services is doing our beautification project on the 14th at the fountain. So we're going to clean the fountain, replace the mulch, trim some trees, paint some buildings and all of that. You're all welcome to come out and enjoy in all of the labor. So, and this is in collaboration with the village, so please come out. I do want to caution, if you are going to bring children, we don't have a lot for kids to do, and we will be working with tools, so be a little bit mindful of that. And if you bring a rake or a pick or something, that would be helpful too. I do know that that's Tea with the Trustees Day. I'm not sure if that's a conflict with it, but you can have tea with us, but we'll just have water. We won't have the tea, but we will have hot dogs and all of that stuff. So come out, we're going to clean up those lions. I didn't even know those lions were brass, but we're going to clean those up, paint the benches, the garbage cans, and all of that wonderful stuff. So please come out and help. On June 14th, 8 a.m., you can register online at our website, nhschicago.org, or you can see me. I'll be hanging out in the back.
Thank you very much. Oh, last question.
Excuse my tardiness. I was in the garden and cutting grass, so please excuse my tardiness. I want to announce two things, Mayor. First thing is on Juneteenth, June 19th, we will be having a free concert at our church in the parking lot. Javon Watson and Javon Watson Experience will be there. So we're asking all community members to come out. You can bring your grill, bring your own refreshments. We're going to be right inside of the parking lot. This is our third season of doing free concerts. And so we're inviting everyone to come out and be with us on Juneteenth. It's a community event, okay? Secondly, I just wanted to announce to all the fathers and mothers, starting Sunday, June 8th, I'm starting my Father's Day series, which is entitled The Lawnmower Man. And I would encourage every male, if you can make it out, to come. Again, it's entitled The Lawnmower Man. All right. Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Okay. Absolutely.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if this is the right time or this is appropriate, but I'm here. I live in Dalton at 219 East 138th Street, and I have a problem with the sewer system. And every time there's a heavy flood, the water comes up in my basement, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I've been out here for 20-something years, and I keep on trying to get help, and I can't get anything. I had an insurance company to cancel me because I had so many floods. And again, I can't get any help.
Mr. Bunch, are you able to meet with her? Okay. All right. You right? We'll get you with our public works superintendent. Right here. Okay. Any additional comments at this time? Hearing none, I'm going to entertain or ask if there could be a motion to adopt the appropriation for the budget ordinance 25-002 for the fiscal year 2024 and 25.
I make a motion to adopt the budget for the fiscal year 2024 through 2025.
Second. Hearing a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to note for the record, Trustee Holmes has joined approximately 6:32. With that, we are going to conclude our public hearing component of that. I ask for a motion to adjourn and move into our regularly scheduled board meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn the special board.
Second. Here, a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Holmes. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:48 p.m.
Okay, next we will call to order our regularly scheduled board meeting for June 2nd. Do we need to do another roll call? Probably. I'll ask Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Okay, let me get to the new. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Present.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Present.
Trustee Belcher.
Here.
Trustee Steve.
Present.
Trustee Holmes.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I'll ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing. Pastor Clerk, you mind leading us in prayer? Yes, sir. Yes, you said it, Father, first of all, we want to say thank you. God, thank you for all that you're doing, all that you're still yet going to do now. God, we ask that your presence be upon us in this meeting. God, lead those leaders who are leading us. God, we pray the strategies will be released so we can continue to change the narrative of this village. God, we thank you that nothing is impossible with you. We give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. In Christ Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Okay, we are back to citizens' address or public comment. Any additional comments? Anything pop into somebody's mind in the last few moments? There we go.
How you doing? I'm Thelma Price, and I just want to, I'm just so happy that Mayor House and the board is talking about cleaning the village. That's a big thing for me. And it's a big thing. I want to say thank you. The police department was on my block, and we have like a shop, auto shop, and they got cars on the sidewalk, breaking down cars, and they made them move. And I was just so happy because we have to make people respect our community. You know, and back then, this been going on, but back then it was under Hinyard, and I didn't know if they was giving her money or whatever. I knew I couldn't say anything. But the police went over there, made them get all those cars off the sidewalk, because you couldn't even walk down the sidewalk because they had all the cars on the sidewalk, and they moved their cars around. They have some more property where they didn't move the cars, which I'm happy about that. I was talking to the superintendent of public works, and I'm noticing it's a lot of trash on Sibley. And I said, you know, I didn't get a chance to go out for me to investigate it. But, you know, the bus shelters, I'm wondering, do they have garbage cans? Because the people are standing there at the bus and they're throwing their trash on the ground, and it's dirtying up our community. So how do we get in contact with PACE? Because those are their shelters, and they're supposed to clean the garbage out of there and make sure it's clean and all of that. And, you know, I'm just so happy that you guys are cleaning the village. And it has sparked a pride, even on my block, everybody cutting it. Well, we never had problems with cutting grass on our block, but I could tell people are buying flowers. People are just so excited, and that pride is back. And my husband had a chance to go into the village, and he said, as soon as I hit the door, people was like, good morning. I mean, he was like, oh my God, it was just so different, you know. And when you at work and you're not uptight, you can be like that, give that customer service. And I just wanted to thank the people that work in the village, public works, just all the departments. Thank you so much. And we going to the moon. We gonna clean this village up, and we gonna be shining bright because we have the right, correct leadership. And I'm just so happy about everything that's happening in the village. So I don't know if you can get in touch with those people at PACE to see if they could start, doing that. And even the abandoned properties, can we get in touch with the people that have got the mortgages? Because if Public Works cut the grass, we need to be fining them. We need to be charging them, So that's it. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Oh, good evening, everyone. I'm here. This is my 4th year here living in Dalton. For the most part, it's been okay. I live right off University in Sibley. I'm here just to get some guidance. I've been in contact with Trustee Brown. He's been real helpful and just giving me guidance on what to do, how to go about situations. Just recently, the building next to us for over a year now has been vacant. The Dalton police had stepped in, came, they boarded the building, did everything. But these squatters, right, I guess that's what you call them, they dug holes in the boards. They have ladders coming up to the windows. They're using drugs over there, drugs transactions going on. My kids, other kids on the block, they riding by. They're seeing this. They're telling us this. Every time we call the Dalton police now, it's nothing we could do about it. That's private property. So too, I'm asking if someone can get in touch with these abandoned buildings to see who are the owners, whether it's the banks, so that they can come in or send security to see what's going on in these buildings. Secondly, the laundromat that's across from this abandoned building, the squatters have taken over. They think this their block and it's not. They have started partying in the laundromat building. So myself and the landlord owner Milton, we've been calling the police every day saying, since someone here, he does not give them permission to party in that lot. They party until 3, 4 in the morning. I can't sleep. You know, my kids can't sleep. So they've had the nerve to leave from the lot to go right in front of the squatter's house with barbecue grills, tables, drinking, playing music and everything. And it's my block. And they try to speak, to try to build a relationship. And I say, you shouldn't be here. Don't speak to me. Why are you here? So we just need help. So I plan to go from door to door asking neighbors to say, hey, this is our block. We need to get our block back. They don't even live here. You know, I see if it's one of us out trying to do things to bring the community together. They don't live here and they're doing illegal activities. And they don't live there and they ruining the neighborhood. I look out my window and all I see is broken windows, boarded houses. I don't want to see that. I pay property tax here and it just went up $2,000. So I have a voice and I'm going to speak and stand on it. And I'm asking everybody to do the same. When you see something not right, call the police, right? That's what we pay them to do, to come protect and serve. Okay, thank you.
I know exactly where we're at.
Sibley, you know, right where that laundromat, it's the Dunkin' Donuts where they did cop on the roof. Yeah, we right down that block. It was nice and quiet, but now it's loud. And this my husband here, this Chris ass on the.
Oh, what's up,
Just to piggyback on what the young lady was up here before about Sibley. Sibley look like the Wild Wild West. We're on a new leadership. Let's see how you get the house. Public Works, we need more work. The police department, all y'all need to be fired. You need to, more professional. They need to be more vetted before you even hire them. They do no work. They tell you nothing we could do. Squatters, the building is boarding up. How they squatters? There's no entry to the building. Get them out of there. Simple. Thank you.
Okay. Comments received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trustee Holmes.
Yeah. You know, on the squatter situation, I believe, I have to pull it up this evening, but I believe the state of Illinois, I got to find out, I believe they passed it so that it gives the police officers more authority and more power to go in there and pull them squatters and get them squatters out of there, because it used to be that they go there, there's nothing they can do. They can throw a piece of paper they get off the internet with saying that, oh, they signed this lease and it's a fake lease, and the officers couldn't do anything. But I believe, I'm 100% for sure, I'm gonna pull it up this evening. I get it to the mayor, I get it to the clerk so they can get it out, because I believe it's giving the police department and officers more authority to get those squatters out of there, because usually they couldn't touch them. But I believe they just passed it for the whole state of Illinois.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let me say that I apologize. I didn't realize that the previous meeting was the budget meeting. I apologize. That was not my intent to be out of order. Thank you.
That's quite all right.
Well, first, good evening again. This is my first meeting with the new administration, so congratulations. I want to get on a topic, and I don't mean to bring unnecessary contention to the meeting, but I really do feel like it needs to be addressed, and it's specifically to you, Andrew Holmes. I was kind of actually surprised to hear you just speak and offer input on that situation. I mean, that's really kind of what you should have been doing. Your conduct has been just outrageous. I feel like you abandoned the people You made it seem like it was never even about the people. You made it seem like it was about pushing Tiffany's agenda. The way you voted solidified that belief. A lot of people want you to resign. I know that you were asked. I think that you refused. But honestly, people really don't want you here. And I'm just being honest. This is not personal. This is just what the community is really feeling because of just everything that has been going on with you. And you have not said one word on anything. And those are some pretty serious allegations, to not address them at all and just kind of slide back in like it's business as usual without anything, any explanation, any apology for not being here, the way that you voted, whatever allegiance you had to Tiffany, that should be addressed. You don't just come back in here and act like nothing happened. And it seems like that's what you've been doing. So that's why I wanted to speak. And I didn't want to take that time during the budget meeting. Never had a conversation with you personally. I don't desire to. And that's unfortunate because you're really the only person that I just do not desire to even engage with. And I think that other residents share that same sentiment. So, and I'm just, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm literally speaking what I think a lot of people are feeling right now. And I feel at some point, be it tonight or at some point, you need to open up your mouth and give an explanation to everything that has been levied against you and not just weasel your way back in here as if you don't owe any explanations. That's it. Thank you.
No, I'm not just going to address it in due time, but I'm going to remain silent.
Okay. We will go. Any additional comments at this time? All right, hearing none, we'll go next into general announcements. Any announcements? Trustee Belcher.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I have a few announcements. I received from one of the residents today that CAC Manufacturing Pre-Apprentice has a 10-week training program, a summer cohort from July 14th to September 22nd at Governor State University. This is for children that may have just graduated out of high school or from 16 to 24. It's at Governor State. It's a 10-week apprentice program, and it starts July 14th and goes to September 22nd. So if anyone is interested, I do have the information. They may know someone that may be interested or have some children interested in the apprentice program. 16 to 24. I had to go and look it up online. Also, Cook County has a program. It's called Lead Care Cook County, which is a free lead service line replacement for daycare providers. So if we have any daycare providers in the village of Dalton, this is a free program to the daycares. So we have talked many times about different things that we need to start improving and making better in our community. So if these businesses are servicing our children, this is a free program through Cook County. It's called Lead Care Cook County, and it's for suburban Cook County child care providers. If anyone is interested in getting additional information, I do have some additional information. I can be reached at kbelcher@vodalton.org. That's KBELCHER@vodalton.org. or 708-738-7986. That is my cell phone number. But I think we need to start taking advantage of resources that we have available to us. We have people that we get in these positions and we're not benefiting from it. And if the county is offering something and we can benefit from it, or somebody that can benefit from it, we need to talk to one another and help each other to make sure we're bringing valuable resources to the community. Right.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Any additional announcements at this time?
Yes, Mayor, may I be recognized?
Trustee Tammy.
Good evening, everyone. I have a couple of announcements, so please bear with me. Juneteenth celebration, Saturday, June the 14th at Dalton Public Library, 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The address is 14037 Lincoln Avenue. It says, we invite you to share your expressions towards what Juneteenth means to you through spoken word, song, dance, art, or whatever brings your soul joy. So come on out to the Dalton Public Library. They have an awesome Juneteenth celebration each year. So we are inviting everyone, whether you live in the village of Dalton or not, please come out to Dalton Public Library and celebrate Juneteenth with us. 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And that's Saturday, June the 14th, which we have a busy day that day. So, we also have tea with the trustees that Saturday at 9:30, right here, 14700 Everett Street, and it is the Lester Loan Field House. So Saturday, June the 14th, also, we will be in here for tea with the trustee as well. Also, we have the Neighborhood Housing Works Project. That's on June the 14th. And also, our great mayor has a Father's Day picnic. Is it Grove 7?
Yes.
Okay. The same day. So that Saturday is going to be a day filled with just some of everything. So please come out and join us for that as well. I know the mayor can elaborate on the Father's Day celebration. Also, Senator Napoleon Harris III, NHS, Dalton Park District, along with the Village of Dalton, presents Southland Career Fair, June the 7th. Also in this building, the Lester Loan Fieldhouse, we'll have a job fair, June the 7th. They have a virtual workshop, June the 4th, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pre-register, they'll have dress professionally, arrive on time, bring your resumes, research, ask questions, and create an elevator speech. So that will be also June the 7th, right here at Lester Loan Fieldhouse. Also, along with that, like I said, I have a whole slew of things actually to talk about. The expungement, June 28th, we have an expungement, and that is for state record only. So if you have a state offense, you've been incarcerated for something for the state, that will be June the 28th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I am working with 2 judges to see what we can do for anyone that has a federal offense. So we're working on that to see if we can expunge or seal federal charges. But we can expunge and seal anything for your state. They will take a look at it, let you know what they can do. For everything that you've been charged for or you've served time for, you will need a separate copy of your record, and you can obtain that from 35th in Michigan. So if you've been incarcerated for several things, you will need a copy of your record for each one that you have been incarcerated for, and that is for the state. So we're working with the state on that. She's going to let me know with the federal, and then I will keep everyone posted. Again, June 28th, 10 a.m. right here in the Lester Loan Fieldhouse. If you got any additional questions, definitely see me after today's meeting. Thank you. Some of it we do, yes. And we will have one prepared for the expansion.
Mayor, I got 2 more. I forgot.
Okay. We go back to Trustee Belcher.
I got 2 more. I forgot. I'm sorry. Tammy started. I thought she was going to mention something. Game night, our community game night, which we will continue having, is June 27, 2025, 6 p.m. at 14141 Martin Luther King Drive. That is Spence Cook Grand Lodge. We have been doing the 4th Friday of every month. So our community game night will be that night. And if you are a registered business in the village of Dalton, we will be having a business brunch for registered business owners, June 25th at 11 a.m. Please see me to get more details, but it's for a business brunch for businesses registered in the village of Dalton. I can be reached also at 708-738-7986. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Trustee Belcher. Trustee Stan.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple announcements. There is something that's coming up June the 13th, Men of Excellence. And the defendant's gonna recognize some gentlemen, former Mayor Osbury of Hazel Crest, Mayor Bryant of Robbins, Mayor Woods of Park Forest, Mayor Rudez of University Park, Mayor Pope of Burnham, James Ford of Country Club Hills, Ronald Denson of Calumet Park, Mayor Applewall of Markham. I know I messed his name up. So this is the 2025 annual induction ceremony, June the 13th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Tinley Park Convention Center, 18451 Convention Center. And they have a special gentleman, our mild-mannered Mayor Jason House will be recognized as one of the men. Say the best for last. And I just like to reiterate something that Trustee Tammy Brown kind of shared with me on that on the squatters. A bill, Senate Bill 1563, that has been passed. The Illinois legislature that will treat squatters as trespassers in waiting for Governor J.B. Pritzker's signature to become a law. So it has not fell on deaf ears. So that squatter law is coming into effect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Brown. Trustee Steve.
Greetings, everyone. I want to also kind of, I hate to say piggyback, but to kind of reiterate the significance of the Juneteenth event. For years, it was the Park District doing the event, the library doing the event, the village doing the event. The Juneteenth event is going to be the village, Dolton board that's going to help out, the library and the Park District all doing one event. So we're trying to unify. It's Dolton United, and this is a sign of one event that's united with the governing bodies in Dolton. So please attend that June 14th Juneteenth event. That's going to be really, really significant as a start of the Dolton United slogan movement is actually put into action. Also, that June 14th is going to be a busy day for Dolton. It's going to be, you can enjoy your whole day in Dolton. You can start with tea with the trustees. You can go to the NHS event. You can go to the Juneteenth event, and then you can end it with the Father's Day event because that's from sun up to sundown. So you can spend your whole day with the residents in Dolton and with the village of Dolton. And then also my MS Walk for Multiple Sclerosis is coming up in July. So it'll be the second Saturday of July. I'll be sending that information out. Everybody register. So that's my annual event that I'm putting on. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Trustee Steve. Trustee Home. Okay, so we'll next go from general announcements. We'll be going to village clerk's report.
Good evening again, everyone. I'm requesting the Board of Trustees to approve the minutes for the month of May. We have minutes. Oh, there's my page. There we go. For the May 5th special board meeting, which was the swearing in. May 7th, 2025, we had a regular board meeting. And then on May 19th, 2025, we had another special board meeting. So I'm requesting that these minutes are approved today.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Trustee Steve, second by Trustee Belcher. Any discussion? Hearing none, Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much, Board.
Okay. Then we go to communications. Okay, we're going to take off the communications part. Do you have any additional communications at this time?
No, not at this time. I actually gave the announcement at the budget meeting.
Okay, so we'll move this to item I on new business. Next up, we have no administrators report. Today, we will have a engineer's report.
Thank you this evening, Mayor, Board, and residents. Copy of my report was distributed to all board members, the clerk, and to the mayor. Just a couple of items that I would like to announce. Working with the Public Works Department, Superintendent Bunch, and also Trustee Ed Steve, we will be resurfacing from 10 to 12 streets this summer. That will be part of the Rebuild Illinois MFT funding. The second item I have, there was a notice of funding opportunity through the Illinois Department of Transportation. Again, working with Superintendent Bunch and Trustee Ed Steve, we put together a funding application and submitted it on Saturday for $2.4 million to resurface various roads and alleys throughout the village. And the final item I have is the village was awarded $4 million in funding for lead service line replacement through the EPA, through their state revolving funds loan. So that's all I have this evening.
Are you talking about all that money? You should stay around a little bit longer. Thanks for that, Ron. Any questions from the board on the report as read? Okay. Hearing none. Next, we're going to go to the committee reports. We got the police and fire. Trustee Belcher, did you want to lead or you want to have the team?
Okay, all right. So I have the report for the police department. During the month of May 2025, the police department responded to 1,806 calls for service. In addition to responding to calls, the following activities were reported: 61 parking tickets that totaled $12,725, 77 state tickets, 1,821 red light tickets, 10 felony arrests, 22 misdemeanors, and 1 warrant. This is the report that ended May 31st, 2025. I do not have a report for the fire department at this time because they were going to have some awards, but I would like to say that as the mayor stated, we are hiring for police officers. So it has been placed on the Blue Line, it's been placed on Facebook, it's been placed on a lot of different social media outlets. We prioritize the safety of our community, and we know the shortfalls that have happened over the last few months and actually few years. So we want to make sure that we are hiring people that represent us, people that are of integrity, and people that don't come with a lot of baggage. So there is a process. People think that it happens quickly, and it doesn't happen that quickly, but please bear with us. Also, in our last meeting, we discussed that we have a police and fire commission now, thank God. So that will help a lot with the process of hiring viable candidates for our police department and our fire department. So I would just like to say thank you all for being patient with us, and we are striving to make sure our community is safe and better.
Thank you for that report, Trustee Belcher. Additionally, thank you to the hardworking men and women for the police and fire department and gathering this information for us today. Next, we have a public works report.
Yes.
Steve, you want to lead that?
Yes. Greetings again. I want to start off by saying I want to give some appreciation for the public works workers. You never want to have to call the police. You never have to call the firefighters. You never want to have that. If you have to, this must be something that you don't want to happen. But you're going to call public works because you're going to want a tree to get cut. You're going to want something to be picked up. What's up with this grass? What's up with these potholes? And we are aware of the potholes. Good Lord. Good Lord. We're aware of it. We are very aware of it. And we just got some cold patch in. Unfortunately, we were behind in, we're still behind in bills, but we're catching up a little bit. So we're able to fill some potholes. I went down one street. I had to swerve all the way to almost to the driving lane because the middle of the block was, and I talked to the neighbor. We got that filled. So we're working. The public works workers are working, and we're trying our best to improve and get out this hole that we're in and provide better service because the majority of people just want you to respond. can you cut this down? Can you do this? Or if you can't do it, tell me when you can get to it. And that's the main thing people want. So Public Works we're improving Public Works. We're improving the response time. Go ahead and be patient. Please, if you got any complaints, my village cell phone is 708-968-0107. 708-968-0107. When I'm off work on the weekend, I like to ride around. Me and the mayor have been riding around just to see what's going on in our village. I know we had the storm that happened and the trees. I know my block was out of power for about a day and a half, and trees were doing. But the Public Works got going, got the stuff cleaned up, and we are down a front loader. Now we got our front loader back. The sucker truck is still down. It's in the shop. So we're slowly but surely improving. Be patient. We're aware of everything that's going on. We're aware how big these potholes are, and we are working to alleviate that. Some of the streets that are going to get done this upcoming year, I was just riding through. I found some streets that you think your street is bad. Good Lord, a whole block, and it's terrible. But we are moving forward to get this thing right. Be patient, and we're going to get to it. Please call if you got any concerns, and we will come out and address your concern. Thank you. That's it for my report.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Mayor. Please, Mr.
Okay. No, yes. No, I'm going to give you that. I do want to highlight our superintendent. Mild mannered, but I have to say this hard-working gentleman is here on his anniversary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you, and we want to thank you so much for everything you do. We're going to reassign any concerns that come up for the rest of this evening to Devon to take them down, and we're going to ask you to leave. Please take a moment. Happy anniversary. All right. Next we have next month we're going to switch this over to the full circle of committee reports, being the human relations and ethics. So we'll have a report on here for that coming next month, as well as the finance report and the youth. So those three are not on here. We will be going to those next month. We do not have a report for the water department, housing permits, nor code enforcement. We'll move along now to the corporate bills and the electronic warrant list. Trustee, did you want to read that into the record?
Yes, I'm going to start my first. This is my first reading of the warrant list. April 30th, 2025, the electronic warrant list, corporate payment registry, $59,625.57. Water fund registry, $299,047.33. Total corporate payments, $358,672.90. I'm asking for approval for the electronic warrant list.
Is there a motion to approve the list as read?
So move.
You got a motion. Is there a second? Second. I heard motion, Trustee Steve, second, Trustee Holmes. Any discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
All right. AP warrant list for June 2nd, 2025. Corporate payment registry, $1,031,609.06. Gross payroll for May 2nd, 2025, $475,401.60. Gross payroll May 16, 2025, $425,601.42. Gross payroll May 30th, 2025, $455,881.61. Melanie Fitness Center registry, $1,244.32. Total corporate payments, $2,389,738.01. I'm making a motion, but I would like to remove Gina Motorsport for $11,092.03.
Okay, we hear the amended motion by trustee Belcher. Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing the motion, trustee Belcher, second, trustee Steve. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, next thing on the agenda, new business, discussion and possible action requiring the approval of an ordinance. We did that one already in the meeting. Item B, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 25-005, approving the Rebuild Illinois bond funding. Ron, you have anything that we need to know about this one before we move it forward?
Not too much to add. It's just a standard Illinois Department of Transportation resolution that's just appropriating the Rebuild Illinois funding. So the board just approves that, and then we send that downstate so that way they know the funding is obligated.
Okay. So I'll ask for a motion from the board to approve resolution 25-005.
Motion to accept is read.
Okay, got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Hearing motion, trustee Stan Brown, second by trustee Tammy Brown. Any discussion or questions for Ron at this time? Hearing none, clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, I'll give a brief discussion on this. I will not be asking for any action at this time. There are two proposals that I've received from individuals that I will be asking if we can contract both our CPA accountants, and we'll be asking for them to contract specifically on the cash flow in the village of Dalton, doing an assessment, generating a list of what's outstanding for the board, as well as oversight on improving our cash flow situation. The reason that I'm putting this on there currently in the village of Dalton, we have one individual working in our finance department, one individual who's working in our human resources department, and the administrator is kind of holding it together. And I would like to have one person who is strictly focused on how we're going to get our bills paid and paid responsibly, and notify vendors who are outstanding when we can pay them and how we're going to get to it. So this will be a singularly focused endeavor. We currently have two quotes that have come in, and we will seek one more, but I would like to ask the board if the board is okay. Once there's a preferred vendor, if I can get the consent when I speak one-on-one and ratify it at the next board meeting, if that is the board's pleasure. So I will be doing more follow-up, and those quotes will be sent to the board members. Next up, we have discussion and possible action RFP for a board up. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Good evening. Just wanted to let everyone know that we will be looking for a new board up service. So you can submit, if you know of anyone that can submit their proposal for a new board up service. We're looking to bring on two different companies, because we're going to go between those individuals. You might have something going on the west side of town, and then also maybe a fire on the south side. So we'll have two different vendors that we can possibly use for this new board up service. So if you know of anyone, please have them to submit their proposal for the board up service. Thank you.
And trustee, I'm going to ask the administrator as well to assist with drawing up a formal, or have you spoken with them already?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we will also have a formal written RFP available for all.
Yes, I spoke to the village administrator.
Thank you very much.
Mayor.
All right. Next item is also yours. Discussion and possible action.
Wait, I had discussion.
Oh, yeah. Discussion. I'm sorry. Trustee Belcher.
So the RFP that'll go out, are we looking to get two new ones, or are we going to keep the one we have?
I'm looking for two new ones.
Okay. So do we have a contract with the one that we have now?
There's no current contract in place.
Mhm.
I would say my recommendation would be that we make it open to all and
Yes, to
and get the best.
To everyone.
Okay. Any additional questions at this time? Okay, hearing none. The next item as well, Trustee Tammy Brown, is item E.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. For some time, I have talked about a Veterans Memorial Park for some time. We had spoke about it when Mayor Riley Rogers was the mayor of bringing a Veterans Memorial Park, but unfortunately, the mayor had taken ill, and that sort of fell by the wayside. I've spoken to, when he was Chief McCain, about looking for some grant funding to do a Veterans Memorial Park. Well, I had a young man who's a resident of Dalton came to me some time ago and said, hey, I want to work with you. I worked with Mayor Rogers before he got ill, so now I want to work with you to bring a Veterans Memorial Park. We're looking at the location for Lincoln and King Drive on that corner that looks like a triangle. It definitely will not be no cost to the village of Dalton. And I have the young man here. Can you please stand up, Mr. Carlos Redmond, and explain to the village some things that we discussed to bring this Veterans Memorial Park to the village of Dalton. He's also a resident of Dalton.
How everybody doing? My name is Carlos Redmond. I'm the founder of Chicago Area Veterans Forum. And I do a lot of work with the veterans in the city, down in Springfield. And like I say, Mayor Riley, former mayor, good friend of mine. I just want to do something for, Dalton. I'm a resident, so congrats to Mayor House and Trustee Brown for inviting me out. But I can make it happen if y'all want it there. But it won't be a problem to execute it and get some veterans to even help me. But let's make it happen.
And tell them some of the things that we discussed to put on that property.
So we could get some items from the surplus downstate, donated by me having a nonprofit, and then with the village help on some signatures, but we can get maybe whatever they have, a tank, a cannon, maybe get some flag poles put up. I do landscaping, so we ain't gonna have to worry about that part. I beautify it and make it look good.
And we talked about the picnic tables and all.
Oh, and then I'm working now with some veteran organizations to putting together, building some brand new picnic tables and benches. I think they supposed to start building them in July. So as time goes on, I'll be accumulating some stuff and putting it up so that we can have for the memorial. And that'll be free of cost.
Okay. What information would you need for next steps?
We're going to put together the paperwork for that. And you said we would need an elected official to sign off on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I have already spoken to the senator. So it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And I would love to, in the future, let's put together a veteran advisory board for Dalton. We got some nice veterans out here doing some great things. And, veterans can make things happen a little quicker. Once we get in front of it, we go tackle it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your interest. Okay, so next we have on our agenda approval of item F, approval of determination. We only have one of these individuals, executive assistant, as the other one is no longer with us at this moment. So approval, I'll ask for a motion to approve the termination of the executive assistant discussed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Here a motion by Trustee Belcher, second by Trustee Tammy Brown. Any discussion? And no discussion. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Abstain.
Motion passed.
Okay, next is the approval of an administrative assistant in the fire department. We will refer to the individual as SH. Approval of that, I'll ask for a motion to approve administrative assistant.
Motion.
I hear a motion by trustee Holmes. Is there a second?
Second.
Here, motion, trustee Holmes, second, trustee Stan Brown. Any discussion? Oh, wonderful individual is also a resident of the great village of Dalton. So,
Yay.
having said that, I'll ask for a roll call.
Speech.
Let me take the roll first. Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Okay. Next, we have the approval of an administrative assistant for the village administrator, individual N like Nancy, M like Mark. I'll ask, is there a motion at this time?
So move.
Second.
Here, a motion by trustee Steve, second by trustee Holmes. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much. Final item on the agenda is discussion and action regarding the appointment. I'm asking the board to approve the appointment to our Planning and Zoning Commission, Dan Lee, as well as former trustee Robert Pearson. So I'll ask the board at this time, is there a motion to approve the appointment of those two individuals?
Motion.
Here, a motion by trustee Holmes. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion trustee Holmes, second trustee Belcher. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown,
Aye.
trustee Stan Brown,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at this time, we will ask these two individuals to come up and we have an oath of office for you.
Hold on.
Trustee Pearson.
So that's gonna be good fixing. That's,
Are you doing down? You doing down?
is Robert here? Is he here?
Yeah, he's right there. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna.
Here's.
You on another mic?
Thank you. I guess I gotta stand where you can see it. Okay, I'm gonna say I, you repeat after me, and each of you state your names. I
Danny Lee,
having been appointed
having been appointed
to the office of
to the office of
Planning and Zoning Committee
Planning and Zoning Committee
in the village of Dalton,
in the village of Dalton,
in the county of Cook,
in the county of Cook,
do solemnly swear or
Do-
affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of Illinois,
of the state of Illinois,
and that
and that
I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
the Office of Planning and Zoning
the Office of Planning and Zoning
for the village of Dalton
for the village of Dalton
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Hey, Dallas. Sorry, Commissioner Gordon. Like that. So we have one more that we would like to swear in for our Police and Fire Committee.
Welcome back. You raise your right hand. I forgot to tell those gentlemen to do it. So repeat after me. I, Dallas Gordon, having been appointed to the office of Police and Fire Committee
Commission
in the village of
in
Dalton,
the village of Dolton
in the county of Cook,
in the county of Cook,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of Illinois,
of the state of Illinois,
and that
and that
I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
the Office of Police and Fire Commission
the Office of Police and Fire Commission
for the village of Dalton
for the village of Dalton
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to say I'm happy to have Dallas back. He used to be on our Police and Fire Commission, and he was an excellent person on the commission. So we are happy to have him back on.
I do want to, for, being Dalton got so much publicity, a lot more people are paying attention to government. These are volunteer positions. These are not paid positions. If you didn't know that, some people I've seen, some YouTubers, these are all people who live in Dalton who want to volunteer their time to help this village out. And you got to give that another round of applause.
Okay, next thing we have is our mayor's report. I have three brief comments, if three, because I think many of them we went over. There was I missed some. Video. Oh, I'm preparing my video for next month. We talked about the grass cutting, so we recognized that grass cutting had fallen behind schedule, as mentioned, with the assistance with Trustee Steve. That is back. We got a grass cutting list. We expect the grass to be fully cut by the end of this week, for all the abandoned homes. So if you do have homes that need special attention, please email them in to, I gotta have an email, to swilliams at V like Victor, O like Oscar, Dalton.org. Again, that's swilliams at vodalton.org. We'll make sure that those homes get on the list. Second thing is, as mentioned by Trustee Belcher, police department is hiring. So we want to make sure that that if you know anybody who's qualified, we want their applications, and we're pleased that we also have the Police and Fire Committee. I do have to give special acknowledgement or thanks to the officers. We've had a very rough 4 years. And with that being said, that took a toll, of course. It took a toll on everybody. Of course, we saw the board and the community had its challenges, but the employees, and there are many employees that have suffered through extremely, extremely difficult time. I get torn a little bit about saying, of course, we want to make sure we give the appropriate level of grace, and at the same time, we have a responsibility today and moving forward that we continue to grow and make things better. I think things today are better than they were a month ago, and we expect they will be much better 3 months from now than they are today. But thank the hardworking men and women in the police department for all that they do. Thank the hardworking men and women from the fire department. I want to thank the public works and all the administrative staff. I think when we go in now, the response time should be much, much better than they were a month or 2 months ago, because we know the first step is making sure that we communicate. Now, honestly speaking, some people don't like what we're communicating to them, but we will make sure that we at least have that level of communication so we can take our town to the next level. Next item on there, which is going to be big, so we're pleased to welcome day number one of our new employee Warren right over here. So
Yeah, well, go ahead.
come on, everybody give him a round of applause. Warren will be spearheading our website improvements. So as part of our transparency push, we've been able to get some items up there, but we have not had a full system in place until now. And I'm certain that you'll see many, many more items on our website, as well as great content. I also want to yield to Trustee Steve on the new development that you did.
Oh, yes. Channel 4 is up and running, if you didn't know. So if you got Comcast, you can get Channel 4. And then, like he said, I know we've been behind to certain things with the clerk, with the minutes. They have all the minutes, but getting it on the website. So there's no more complaints. But where the minutes at? We're going to work hard to get everything updated. So again, communication is a big part of getting our message out and changing the narrative and really showing Dalton United. So we're moving forward with that.
Okay, our next item. Right. The next item is we've received a lot of interest in the position, in particular, our police chief. We had numerous candidates. I've reported it several times, and that level of interest is great because that lets us know that people have not turned their backs on the village. It also prompted the need for a different level of thoroughness. So we are behind I would say our desired timeline on implementing that. We have brought in a consultant who has, I would say, specialized in doing the search. With that being done, we have a panel, which are two police chiefs from neighboring communities, 2 board members, and our consultant to make sure there's a thorough vetting of the individuals that come in, that are brought forth to the board. They have a scorecard. The scorecard will look at, of course, items on the resume, credentials, background in other communities, 5+ years of experience as a supervisor, 10+ years experience of patrolling, and all of those scores will be tabulated to make sure that the individual is well vetted and appropriate for our needs in this community. Similarly, we will be doing a process like that with our fire department to make sure that we have somebody that we can all be proud of. So it's still on the table. It's still a big focus. I want to thank again the teams that are here, the team that continues to work. And I'm not going to say those who have stepped up in this time frame to lead when they weren't called on are really appreciated. Lastly, I think I had one person, so I will tell there's a little bit more background because we have fun, and sometimes people will say, when we talk about Dalton United and they see us out and we say, DU? So sometimes people don't really understand where we were going with it. I think it's clever and catchy that we get to engage with one another. But the real thing is to make sure that we're focusing on Dalton first and Dalton staying united. So if I'm on the telephone call with Trustee Steve and he says something I don't like, I just remind that Dalton comes first, and I say, Dalton United, we can't argue today. But we also want to make sure that people know that just because we've gotten to this moment, there still is a lot of hurt, a lot of frustration. People over the years have really bumped heads, and we want to keep the focus on Dalton being united. So we continue to promote that unity amongst whether it's the slogan or any logos that you see out there. Please know to keep Dalton first. And if we do that, then there shouldn't be many fights or arguments amongst us, because we have to say, is this in Dalton's best interest? So having said that, that is my concluding remark for this. We do have to go in executive session, so we will have a brief executive session, and I believe we should be out within 15 minutes, I would hope. So I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, to go into executive session.
I make a motion.
Here, motion, Trustee Belcher. Is there a second? Second, Trustee Steve. Clerk Key, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye. All right. So those who wish to stay, please feel free to stay, and we will be back shortly.
Okay, they are going into an executive session. It was very good to see all of the comments being made, especially the new faces to the podium. The couple that came in and talked about what was happening on their block. I love the new citizens address where you give your comment, your concerns, and you are immediately addressed. That is how government should work. If you didn't get a chance, you can go to the Dalton website, and they have the budget from last year posted with the actual, so you can actually go through it line by line if you wish. They have not passed the budget for this year yet. They're just a little bit behind. If you're confused on some of the things that were happening, the mayor put forth a motion to have a financial firm to come in and facilitate the cash accounts, to make sure to audit the cash accounts and make sure that Dalton is able to pay their bills and make sure that they are paying their bills properly and good spending and good saving practices with the cash accounts. Brittany is missing. I think this was a special meeting to pass the budget. Lots of board appointments for the commissions, which I think is great. I'm glad that Dan Lee and the former trustee is on the planning board. Hopefully they will be asking some of those questions that I wanted to know about the developer. And any other developer that wants to come in and develop on some property that they purchase, just having a committee to make sure that whatever that person is proposing is something that Dalton needs, right? And is not going to further impede the village from rebuilding. So it's good to see all of that activity going on. At one point, I think some people were confused. So Juanita Darden, she must have resigned from the water department, as the manager just resigned. And so they didn't have to terminate her because she resigned. And then they terminated Medina Neely as the executive assistant. And then they replaced the administrative assistant for the village administrator with someone else, Nolita McClendon. And so that what was done then. Status quo. Just trying to make sure. No discussion on the purchase of Pope Leo's child home. And I don't think there will be for a while, right? Because unbeknownst to some people have been reporting that they enacted in eminent domain. They have not enacted anything yet, as of yet. No, Janice is not still there. I believe she resigned. They have not enacted anything yet that I'm aware of as far as eminent domain. That is an option, and that is what they, has been reported that that is an option that they are exploring. If that has to happen, I think what is going on right now is that the archdiocese may be in talks with the owner of the home to find out if they can come to an agreement on purchasing the home, to keep the home as some sort of attraction, because he is the Pope. Lots of people are upset. I don't feel upset at the moment. I don't think anything has happened to harm the owner right now. As far as everything, I think everything is just in talks right now. People are jumping the gun on some, some things. Just because they enact their right to eminent domain, it does not mean that they eminent domain the property. No, it just means that they are reserving the right to do so. And you have to do that properly, right? And so they're reserving the right to do so on the behalf of the archdiocese, just in case they cannot come to an agreement on a payment, which I don't foresee the archdiocese not coming to an agreement. The archdiocese, they have unlimited money. So I don't see that they won't come to an agreement. What about the lady officer that was having? Woo. You all want things done like right now. And you hear the people at the podium saying that they don't even have police officers to show up to calls that are in progress, right? While what this lady did was certainly not something that a police officer should be doing, I don't know that they can afford to lose any type of body right now as far as the residents' safety. So, I feel like this is going to be a process, right? We're going to have to just wait and be patient through the process, right? If they are hiring, we're going to have to wait through that process and just hold on with the people that we have until we can get on the other side of surplus, right? Because right now we have a shortage. We cannot become even more short and put the residents even more at jeopardy, of their safety, just because we want someone gone. Now, that's my personal opinion, and I believe that is, their thinking as well. The archdiocese has made no promises to Dalton. No, I don't think so. And I wouldn't say that they would make any promises to Dalton. I think that what Dalton is trying to do is to make sure that the property taxes in their village don't go crazy, because what if you get a home, this home, it sells for an astronomical price that is going to cause some stress in the area, right? In the finance area for these homeowners. You don't want that. So, you just got to be mindful. You got to be mindful of that. The village cannot afford that woman on the force. No way. I'm not in agreement with her staying. I'm not in agreement with that. But we already are having calls to where the residents are not even being serviced, and that is dangerous. That's dangerous. So I don't know. I was expecting for them to possibly make an agreement with some of the surrounding villages to maybe help them with calls, but they might be short too. So I don't know how that's working. Yeah, slow and steady in order to avoid more lawsuits. That's the one thing they cannot afford. The classic Vatican move would be the Vatican finance step in, buy the home. Yeah, not out of the realm of possibility and would solve local infighting. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. You just have to be mindful of, if this home sells for an astronomical price, what is that going to do to the taxes in that area? These people are already tax stressed. That does not need to happen. I love status quo because he be coming with the words. You hear me? Would you rather slow service or a chance of getting shot over a runaway dog? Okay. That's a thought. Hanky worn out heels. That's a thought. I just feel like, we got to keep the goals realistic. We got to keep, they're firing people, that need to be let go. You also have to do that properly so that you don't get into any type of lawsuit area either, right? Right. Well, when they come back from this executive session, the only thing that they're going to be doing is adjourning the meeting. So I am going to let you all go because they're not going to be doing anything but adjourning the meeting when they come back. They've taken care of all of the items on the agenda. You guys have any questions for me? I'm not trying to go against what you said in any way, but that woman is dangerous. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that she is, but at the same time, they know, right? We've seen a total 180 from these people that used to be on Tiffany's team. We have seen it. So, I don't know. They are privy to information and things that we are not. They know more about these people than we do. So, I just want to give them enough time to be able to adjust and make adjustments as is necessary, right? They've already been through so much, having to deal with everything they have to deal with. They got to go step by step, and that's the only way they're going to get it done. All right, listen, I think we're on again tomorrow because Cook County Sheriff, I think they would have to ask them though, right? Would the police department have to ask them? Because this was like a whole conversation one time with Lacey, Outer Drive Media Group. This was a whole conversation one time with Lacey when we called the Cook County Sheriff's Office and they told us that someone from inside the police department would have to call and ask them. So I'm wondering if they are still standing on that type of business, or is the mayor able to ask them? And I don't know, there may be a question for public comment. Someone during public comment, is Cook County Sheriff able to step in? Like I said, I thought that they may get into an intergovernmental agreement with the surrounding villages to have them step in until they do get fully staffed. And then they would be able to let go of whoever they needed to let go of. Having that agreement in place to have those villages step in on some of their calls. How that would work, I don't know, because then you would have to connect the two 911 systems to have those other villages be able to respond. You asked for my thoughts on Alicia's comment. Okay, First Lady Brown. I think that Alicia's comments was very needed. It only could have been made by a resident or someone giving public comment because the board has to stay neutral and unbiased. They cannot give their opinion either way. He's an elected official and they're an elected official. So I think that the comment from Alicia Nicole was well overdue. And someone was going to have to make the comment or at least make some statements. And so I agree, with her statements. I didn't have any problems with any of her statements. I agree with all of them. It would just be easier for him to just step down, and that would be great. And it would be easier on the village. But the type of person that you're dealing with. And I never thought that he would resign. So Cook County Sheriff's used to patrol my area when Mayor Riley was in charge. No patrolling in my area for the past 4 years. Yeah, Prima Donna, I'm just wondering if the mayor can request that, or if it has to come from the police department. I would assume that now that Jason is in office, that the mayor could request that. And so maybe that's something that's on the list since this couple came and made an additional comment, and then Mary Avant came and made an additional comment about safety. And so maybe that will move up higher on the list. I'll try, my best to get some answers, and we'll see what happens. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to this channel. like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because we have a township meeting, I believe. And so I will see you guys tomorrow.
Be in the know, just know what to show, to know what to do, just jump in the queue, it's down to you. So what you gonna do?
Hold on, let me answer out of media's question. Could homes be recalled? Now let's talk about this recall thing out of Drive Media just one quick second. With this recall, no township meeting? I gotta go look at, oh yeah, we only got one, so in a couple of weeks. Out of Drive Media, we would have to look at it, right? They did make a law here. The problem with the law is the timing. While you can recall someone, you only have a short amount of time, and they increase the number of signatures that you have to get. Not that I feel like they can't collect the signatures. It's just the fact that they would have to collect them. And there is a lot. I think it's over 10,000 signatures that they will have to collect in order to get him on a recall. And I mean, I can't say it can't be done. It can be done. It just needs to be looked into. So maybe that's something I'll look into, and then we'll discuss the particulars of what needs to be done. How about that, out of Drive Media? I'll do that, and on the next live, when I come live with you guys, maybe I'll try to look it up for tomorrow because I got a few things I need to do tomorrow, and then we'll do that. Okay? All right. See y'all for real this time.